LIV Golf.
LIV Golf. It's kind of first ever playoff.
More than 54 holes.
Yeah, more. Yeah, 55.
55.
Yeah.
So is it LIV? LIV? Not LIV? There's no I now.
Yeah. What do you call
Well, LIV stands for 54 in Roman numerals. So
the
LV. LIV Golf.
Yeah, the LIV event.
LIV Boston.
Took place in Boston. But no, Joaquin Niemann, Anaban Lahari, and Dustin Johnson go to the first playoff hole, and Dustin Johnson hits a scorcher of an eagle putt, hits the back of the cup, goes up in the air, and drops in the hole.
Like,
I was like, holy hell, like what a moment. It was electric at the time because, I mean, I've hit putts, you've hit putts.
Oh, it's great to see it. Like,
everybody's hit putts where like, I'm so happy that hit the center of the cup because if it didn't, that putt was going 15 feet by the hole.
Lahiri was maybe going to win then.
Yeah.
We were talking $2 million right there.
What did you think of that moment? Because I have my thoughts about it. First instance, I was like, damn, this is actually a cool moment. Fans were going crazy. I did not like the way Lahiri and
It's Lahiri.
Lahiri. I don't know why. Like, I know it's Lahiri, and I just want to say Lahiri.
Yeah.
For
Kalahari.
Yeah, that's probably exactly
there you
right.
go. But
him and Joaquin Niemann were like, seemed to be just as excited as DJ was. And that I was like, if a guy just lost any type of event, whether it was shuffleboard on Saturday night or Sunday night, I'm not in that great of a mood after.
Yeah, now I think what it is like anytime a person makes a putt like that, whether it's the first hole or not, you people tend to laugh because it's like, wow, you just got fucking lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So like I get, and when there's that massive crowd, the unbelievable atmosphere that LIV Golf was able to capture, it probably causes that emotion to laugh. But yeah, like I'm the same thing. I don't think I don't like when guys knuckle each other in a playoff or when it's them against each other down the stretch of a match or tournament. I'm like, fucking want to go kick their ass. Like I didn't actually I didn't think about that smiling at the time until now that you brought it up. Now I totally know what you're talking about. But yeah, it's just like if you told the people at LIV Golf like, hey, we're gonna have a eagle made on the first playoff hole to win an event in a 3-way playoff, and it's going to be by our guy DJ, who's like obviously the best player on that tour. I mean, there's Cam Smith too, but I think DJ got more money than Cam Smith. You're going to say, man, what a successful weekend for LIV. And the playoff hole was good. I mean, Joaquin Niemann had like a 40-footer for birdie that he gave the line to DJ on and missed it, but it was a good putt. But Lahiri was close for birdie, and DJ would have had to make like a 10, 15-footer, but he made it, made the eagle, and yeah, it's a laughable moment that I think encapsulates LIV Golf in its entirety of like, this is a walk-off eagle in a playoff for the win, and this is how the eagle was.
Yeah, and again, I think
it's like a parody.
I think DJ making the putt was great, and I get. Like, Pat Perez came running out of nowhere.
Which is hilarious. It's comical.
Like, that part.
That's what I'm saying, the whole experience.
But to me, it took away a little. I had watched most of the event this weekend, and I actually was enjoying watching it. Besides, literally, that's my only critique of this entire weekend is those two guys that he was going against, and they weren't on the team. It's not like they were part of the Aces. Yeah. So the fact that they were super excited, high-fiving, like laughing, and I get these guys are at a standpoint where they feel like they got to have everybody's back. But I just didn't enjoy, like, and that's, I think we blame that a little bit on Tiger Woods. As Tiger Woods, we watched, that's our idol. He had that killer instinct. He was never applauding people. He was the one that was celebrating by himself and wanted to beat you and didn't show and just kind of gave you that death stare anytime something happened good for an opponent, which was rare in Tiger's heyday. But I will say that's the only critique. As far as everything else goes, I thought, it was a great way to kind of get your golf. There was no PGA Tour or anything going on this weekend. Mm-hmm. So the fact that you got to see guys like Cam Smith, Joaquin Niemann, Dustin, to me, it's if you like golf and you love golf, there's part of you that had to enjoy some of that. Yeah.
So what I would say, like, one, I think if that happened on the PGA Tour, it would probably be a similar reaction. I'd like to think. Where guys, like, would they high five? I don't know, but they'd probably like knuckle or like when they shake their hand, like they'd be laughing and smiling because it is like a comical way to win.
Yeah, so that's
my only thing.
So I'm actually gonna go against you. I don't think that happens. I mean, we've seen those walk-offs happen, and you see the handshake and everything after. But to me, I think there's more on the line for you to win a PGA Tour event, or at least there used to be. Like the 2-year exemption, obviously way more money, which is a lot of these guys in LIV already got paid. So it's, and I get they're still playing for $4 million, but it's not like second and thirds getting slighted by any means. So from my standpoint, I don't remember a time, and somebody's probably gonna comment and say like, well, that happened. I'm sure there's.
I mean, that like Ryder Cup thing that I think of is like the Patty Reed, Rory McIlroy thing in the Ryder Cup, where like it's U.S. against Europe on Sunday, and they're like have this great match, and they're like laughing and grabbing each other's shoulders coming up. And I'm like,
yeah, that's a fair comparison.
And so like yeah, I think it's like part of this whole class acts thing, which like bothers me in the game of golf. But
yeah,
I do think it's what they did and how they celebrated that win with like different teams and competitors. Again, adds to the fact of like, this is an exhibition, not competition.
Well, then, yeah, it's all for money, right?
For what the PGA Tour.
There's no standing points. There's no. I mean, you have the team aspect. Again, the Aces won for
three-peat, baby.
Third consecutive tournament.
Dynasty.
So I don't know if they're going to change that team up, or
I think the teams are going to blow up at the beginning of next year. Like this is just they're doing a trial year. And
try to see how it. There should be some type of big draft, like a fantasy football draft.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Since we like to talk about that. But all in all, I watched a decent amount in the car on Friday going to the lake, watched it had it on the boat on Saturday, and then Sunday we kind of just hung out inside. So I threw it up on my phone then too. And I will say the amount of golf that you consume is fun. You don't miss a shot out there.
Yeah. So I was going to say, so there's two things I want to touch on. One, I think when watching it, it was entertaining. It was good to have on. I do think you had like your 4, 5 groups, and there was like a lot of fans, and there was really cool atmosphere, and they like obviously kind of jack up the audio to some degree, and make it a little like louder, and that, but like those groups are cool. But then you have like the rest of the golf course completely empty.
Yeah.
But it's cool because they're just following along with you kind of, and they're much closer than normal, which I like. Pertaining to like, I was going to ask about your opinion on the shotgun start. I mean, they do, to the point they show so many shots, you're going to get that almost to a part where it's overwhelming, I was going to say. Like, I want to see replays. And, like, not on every single shot. Don't get me wrong. I'm looking for a happy medium here. I just think it like, especially at the beginning of the shotgun, while it's, like, cool action, like, bam, 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 like, we're getting so much. It's just the way that tournament finished with, if it's not a shotgun, would be way more entertaining in my mind.
Okay.
But that there's like multiple different things that we're talking about here. And yes, I think from a coverage perspective, we did get to see a ton of golf. You see a lot more golf shots than you do on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, and that's part of, I was like, damn, I kind of wish they had something like this on, because, I mean, you get it a little bit with PGA Tour Live, but that's usually just feature group, so you don't miss any of the shots from the featured group. And I get they got way more golfers they have to cover too. But like I talked about it when we did the recap of the U.S. Open, with the Peacock coverage and, going from USA to NBC, both the Thursday and Friday's round, you saw every single shot from every single competitor that was in the field. So that was something I liked. So being the LIV golf standpoint, you did get to see a ton of golf shots. They had Bubba Watson, who's going to be is kind of the captain of the Niblets. He was out on the course doing interviews, talking to Harold Varner a little bit on Friday. So that dynamic is cool. I feel like for some of these guys, it's got to be a little bit distracting trying to do interviews in the middle of a round.
It's got to be part of it though. You're going to pay a lot of money to entertain.
Yeah, and that's they're coming at it from an entertainment standpoint too. So I thought it was good. Matt Wolff's hole-in-one, first ever LIV Golf hole-in-one, was unreal moment because they had fans behind him doing like this Wolff call as he hit his shot into the par 3. So you had Matt Wolff hitting the shot with the noise in the background, and then 1 or 2 hops in and goes in the hole. And
the fans are a little more rowdy, and I like it. I do like them steering into that. I think that's a lot of fun.
It feels very much like Happy Gilmore's type of crowd.
Which is kind of cool. Golf, but louder.
Yeah.
That's their slogan.